Hey, good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. And happy April Fool's Day. See my guy? Oh, my coffee's not hot enough. Mm. I got busy, looking something up. So I totally didn't get ready. I don't have the right lighting. I don't have hot coffee. April Fools. I have everything I could possibly want except the right lighting and hot coffee. Hey, good morning. I was laying in bed at 4 o'clock this morning trying to think of some April Fool's joke I could play on you. And then I thought, I used to love April Fool's Day, and my joy was in getting somebody, like doing it. And what I realized is most April Fool's jokes aren't that funny. They're kind of mean. Although there was a funny one that I heard about years ago. I don't know who did it, but on the very roof of the hotel that was closest to Los Angeles International Airport, to LAX, somebody had spelled out huge. I mean, it had to have been the hotel because I don't know how else you could do it. It said, "Welcome to San Francisco." I thought that was hilarious. Can you imagine flying over the airport, getting ready to land and seeing a giant banner on top of a hotel? I mean, because you'd believe it, right? And it said, "Welcome to San Francisco." That to me was funny. But usually most April Fool's jokes, I think, make you really happy and then take away the happiness, or get you really upset. And in either case, even if you take away the upset, unless it's not a big deal or it's really quick, I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I don't want to be disappointed, and I don't want to be joyful and then disappointed, or disappointed and then you know what I mean, right? Just tell it like it is. Happy April Fool's Day. So, do you know about this? It kind of started because maybe this is the reason. When the calendars got changed and the beginning of the year then started in January, it had been in March, end of March, beginning of April. And people who didn't get the memo about the calendar change were called April Fools and made fun of. Okay. I mean, I'll buy that. Who cares? I mean, seriously, who cares? That's what I want to say. It's also Boomer Bonus Day, otherwise known as senior citizen discounts. But I like Boomer Bonus Days. Isn't that cool? And proud to be a boomer. Yeah. My son flipped my kitchen around one year. Everything was on the opposite side of the room. That's hilarious. No, that is funny. Rabbit, rabbit, indeed. I learned that last month. First day of the month, you say rabbit, rabbit. So, rabbit, rabbit to everybody. It's Edible Book Day. I'm sorry. Is that a little weird? Edible Book Day, but how you celebrate it was you create something that you can read or that looks like a book that you can eat. And that's no April Fool's joke. That's I have a list here of holidays today, and I had to cross a bunch of them off because there were too many. But happy birthday to Debbie Reynolds. I always loved Debbie Reynolds. Debbie Reynolds was Tammy, and she was always this little bouncy, singing, dancing, singing in the rain kind of guy. She was pretty awesome. She was pretty awesome. I don't know that she was a great lady. I don't know that much about her personally, but I can tell you I loved every movie I ever saw her in, but particularly The Unsinkable Molly Brown. I thought she did a fabulous job. And I guess that's based on a true character, which really surprised me. But how could you not love her? Which is why I didn't like Elizabeth Taylor, because she stole Eddie Fisher from Debbie Reynolds. But I guess Debbie Reynolds got remarried and was ridiculously happy for the rest of her life, which she deserved to be and she should have been. Also, Abraham Maslow's birthday. He was like this, he wasn't like, he was a well-known, famous American psychologist who came up with the hierarchy of needs and interestingly puts physiological needs at the bottom of the hierarchy and went up from there. Self-awareness, self-actualization being like one of our highest needs. It's really interesting that you should check it out. Check it out sometime. Physiological needs, then safety, then loving and belonging and esteem and self-actualization. It's quite interesting. But more important than that even is that in 1889, the first dishwasher went on sale in Chicago, Illinois. Now, the fact that I'm from Chicago maybe makes my story even a little bit more fun. First of all, you remember that just recently I had that whole issue with, oh my God, Temco delivery service, who I hate, and my dishwasher, my new dishwasher, which I finally got like 5 months later, but I love it. It's so quiet. You can't even tell it's on. That was like so important to me. And it does a good job. So that story's done. I'm happy with my dishwasher, but I want to tell you about my first dishwasher ever in life. Here I am. I'm going to guess I'm in junior high school. Yeah, let's go with junior high school. We just moved to California. We had a new home, and my dad decided we were going to get our first dishwasher. My older brother and I were beside ourselves with excitement. And I remember the day it arrived and they took out the counterpart, you know, the extra what do you call it? Drawers and stuff. And they moved the dishwasher in under the counter. And my brother and I were celebrating because, you know, we had to wash the dishes. And my little brother, who was in elementary school at the time, was sitting on the floor just kind of sobbing. We couldn't figure it out. So we finally asked him what was wrong. And he was crying because he wanted to know if we could buy a dishwasher, why couldn't we buy a dish dryer too? Because that was his job. True story. Gotcha, little bro, once again. Why couldn't we buy a dish dryer? Why just a dishwasher? That's a kind of a good April Fool's story, don't you think? I do. What else? Oh, I read this thing yesterday and I wished it was my word art, but it was someone else's and I just loved it. The quote was, "Anger is a punishment we give to ourselves for someone else's mistake." Think about that. When you're angry at someone, they don't know you're angry at them unless you tell them. And even if you do tell them, it has no effect on them most of the time, and certainly not physiologically like it does on you. I hear a noise. Let me see what that is. It's Bailey playing with a toy. When Bailey came here, he didn't know what toys were. He didn't know how to play, but now he's learning how to play. And I've even seen him play tug of war with a toy with one of the other dogs. Yeah. Yeah. Anger. Thank you, Opa. You're right. Anger is way, way, way more dangerous and hurtful to the person who has it than the person you're angry at. Let it go. Just let it go. There are other ways to handle that kind of emotion. You can come up with them. I know you can. I trust you on this. It's International Fun at Work Day. You know my theory, if it's not fun, you're in the wrong business anyway. It's also National Burrito Day. So if you're wondering what to have for dinner today, who doesn't love a delicious burrito? You can make it vegetarian, you can do chicken, you can do steak, you can do shrimp, you can do whatever you want. I love burritos. Yeah, except I'm gonna have to check with the rabbi. I know it's not leavened, but I don't know if you can eat a burrito on Passover. And it's so hard to roll matzah. You know what I mean? Matzah is not highly rollable. You know that it's like National Fun Day. Yeah. I have to like spend my whole day worrying about if my kids are gonna like pull a joke on me or not. I'm ready. I am ready. It's not gonna happen. Let's see. Oh, it's Jumpin' Muddy Puddles Day. Do you remember doing that when you were a kid? How cool that was? Would it be okay if I told you sometimes I still do that? I like when it's muddy outside, like it just rained, and you go out, but it's not really cold. It just was wet and muddy, and you go outside barefoot and you squish your toes in the mud. It's kind of fun. It's also St. Stupid Day. I think that goes perfectly with April Fool's Day, don't you? St. Stupid Day. St. Stupid Day started as a parade in San Francisco. They didn't do it last year because of COVID, and my guess is they're not doing it this year either. But what a fun reason to dress up and go have a parade, huh? In 1891, the Wrigley Company was started in Chicago. And then we got Wrigley Field and Wrigley Gum. And if you've ever gone to Catalina, there's the Wrigley Estate, which is gorgeous, same family. Can you tell my allergies are like crazy this morning? My eyes are burning, my nose is closed. I feel terrific. I'm just having some facial issues and I apologize. Woohoo! I love puddles. I love smashing in puddles. I do, but not when I'm all dressed up. Just when my intention is to go puddle hopping. I wasn't kidding about my coffee being cold. It's cold. 18 degrees there and no puddles. Oh my goodness. We're supposed to have 94 degrees today. Yeah. It's like you get up in the morning, you don't even need a sweater to go play tennis. You just go right in your little tennis skirt or shorts and your tank top, and the sun's coming up, and it's going to be another gorgeous day in paradise. Oh, so beautiful here. It's National 1 Cent Day. It's a day to celebrate the pennies in your life, the little things in life that really matter. And can we like get this handled right away? There are some of you who think that if a penny is not heads up, you shouldn't pick it up. You are so wrong about that. How I know is that my grandma told me, and my grandma would never have lied to me. Grandma Ida always said, if you see a penny, pick it up. And then someone else told me that if you see money on the ground, and if you're like me, you find money on the ground all the time, you pick it up, and if it's under a quarter, you must give it away to someone to share the good luck. If it's a quarter or more, you can decide whether or not they need it more than you do. Yeah. Might be a little mini stimulus program. Start sharing all that good fortune you have and that stuff that you find. 1929, yo-yo. Yo-yo invented. Were you good at yo-yo? Could you do all those tricks? Yeah, I could. I could go up and down. I think, what do you call it? Over the moon. I think I could do that once or twice. But basically, I could walk the dog. You remember walk the dog? Can you do yo-yo tricks? Pretty cool, right? And in 1972, it was the birthday of Apple computer. That's how I'm communicating with you right now on my Apple computer. I've been an Apple person for years and years and years, but honestly, if nobody's listening except us, I can tell you, I'm not sure it's really the best because I watch other people with their non-Apple phones. They get a lot more information from Google than I get from Siri. Just saying. Just saying. Marlene, good morning. I saw your coffee post this morning. Wish I had some hot coffee. I will, as soon as I'm done. Good morning. What else? Oh, today's word art. I wanted to share about today's word art. It says, you are all that. You. I'm talking to you right now. I know I'm not supposed to point when I do these things, but I'm talking to you. You are all that. So stand tall, which is not an easy thing for a lot of us to do. Walk tall. Smile large. And keep being you, because you are truly the best you could possibly be. Yeah. Yeah. You're awesome. And anybody who doesn't agree with me is just wrong. So what's the point of even listening to them? I so salute you. I've got some new word art coming up. I've got, every once in a while I look back because I've got like 5 years of word art. And I watch how it's changed since, like, I think I started in 2016. I think this is the 5th year. Some of the stuff I did back in 2016 was pretty primitive compared to what I'm doing now. I love what I'm doing now. I'm having a blast. And I also realized that for 35 years, I owned a company called Balloon Affair, and I did all this handwork. I did it on balloons. I did it on posters. People recognize that style if they've ever been to Balloon Affair. I love what I do. And if it weren't for you, I'm pointing again, but I'm talking to you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to wake up every morning to this, to you, to being able to share and to be able to share my word art. So I do new stuff, and I sometimes reach back into the archives and pick stuff that you probably haven't even seen before. It's my joy and my pleasure. And you are my joy and my pleasure. So a sip and a smile. And happy April Fool's Day. You could play a joke on someone, but make it a nice joke, okay? So that when it's over, people get to feel good about themselves. Yeah. One year I told my kids that Bill Cosby was coming over for lunch. Now, Bill Cosby was, like Mr. Jello and everything back then. There was no stigma attached. And my kids knew that I knew his wife's best friend, and I had met his wife. So when I told them that Bill Cosby was coming over for lunch, they were so excited. They told all their friends and invited all their friends. And boy, were they bummed when I said April Fools. Yeah. Don't do that. It's just mean. Okay. Love you. Happy April Fool's Day. See you never. Kidding.